Okay, so we're gonna build an Apple e-commerce website clone, and this is the preview right here. You're gonna be able to create the components and then change the text here, the description. It's gonna be dynamic, and then this is a grid component, and we're gonna be able to change images. Let's see the car component preview, and then we're gonna have cars, and then being able to change everything that you want here. Then we have this slider, and the footer here we're gonna have the dynamic links. We're gonna have dynamic links here, and yeah, let's see the website here. And this is it. This is like the preview here that I wanted to show you. We're gonna have our blog as well that we're gonna be able to create from our Shopify store, and then show them here, and then click single blog and then display here. That's your use case. Then let's go to collections here, and this is our products. This is the grid that we're using. Let's go to this iPhone here, then change the variants and see if it's in stock or not. Let's go to the car, and yeah, let's go to the checkout here. Just basic functionality of a website from Liquid here and Shopify. Let's go log in here, and then you're gonna be able to log in and then see your customer account. We're gonna use legacy accounts, and yeah, you're gonna see your information, your address, and then your orders are gonna be displayed here. So basic e-commerce functionality. And yeah, let's go back here, and yeah, this is gonna be the preview, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so pretty much what we first have to do is we have to zip this template project, and we're going to upload it to our store. This is pretty much the same of what we did in my last tutorial of Liquid, but you just have to create these simple templates and folders. Just this in the templates folder, the snippets can be empty, or you don't have to create that. You have to create, you can create these sections, color the Liquid here, put just this as an example. And then this one is the most important one, the layout and the theme, the Liquid, which is the entry point of your project. Just put this here. Once you have everything here, we have to zip the folder. If you're in Linux like me, let's see, I'm gonna go back one folder, and then you have to zip the folder like this, zip R, then whatever you want to call your zip file. So maybe Apple zip here, as I did, as you can see in my terminal, and then the name of your folder here, which is Apple. And once you do that, I'm not gonna do it because I already did. You're gonna get this zip file, and then you can go to your store, and here in the store, you're gonna go here, and then you're gonna upload your zip file. And then once you upload the zip file, you're gonna get your project right here, and then you're gonna go here and publish. Okay, that's pretty much the entire thing that you have to do just to start. Now let's go back to VS Code here, and I'm going to switch folders. Hold on, let me see YouTube. I'm going to first bring in the project from Liquid, from the store. So let me go here to, once I'm here, this is the folder I created. So Apple team. Make sure you do this command I'm going to do right now in an empty folder, because it's going to bring all your files. So you have to have an empty folder. So you have to have Shopify CLI installed. That's very important. So make sure you have that. And now we have to run Shopify theme pull. And then you have to select this. If you have a lot of stores like me, just select the store that you want to pull the theme from. And I don't really remember what's the name of my store. I think I have a hold on, I have something here. Yeah, it's this one. So let's just copy it. Let's go back here. So we pass in the flag store, then the name of your store, and then pull. Now it's gonna give you options of which one is the one that you want to bring, and then we're gonna bring the live one. Okay, that's the one I want to bring. Let's ls here. Now we're gonna see that we have everything that we need. Now let's go back to VS Code, and right here let's switch projects. Let's go to the new one, and we have to go here to YouTube, and then to right here. Let's open it. All right, sweet. We're almost ready to start coding. So okay, let me go back. Let me go here. So I have these assets. I'm gonna just drop in to my project, because I have all the images that we're gonna use for this project. You can find that in the repo, of course. And let's switch back. Let's go ahead here. Let's make sure we have our assets here. We have our assets. Okay, now let's, I think we have to run, let's try to run the project, okay? Oops, let me put an H1 here. H1, let's do the typical hello world. Let's save. Now let's go, oh well, I can just run the project, I think, here, I guess. But I actually rather do it in my other terminal because I'm gonna have more space to see debugging logs and stuff. So in this part, you have to run Shopify theme serve in order to start the development server, okay? Shopify theme serve, and don't worry, I'm gonna put all the commands I do in this tutorial. I'm gonna put them on the README file from the project, okay? From the finished project. So let's wait until we start the development server. Oh, it's actually Shopify theme dev. I'm used to using serve, it's the same. It's the same. You can use pretty much all of them. So now you're gonna get this link here. So let's open the browser. Oh, right, open the browser. Let's just copy this guy here. And I think if you press D, it takes you directly. Let's test that. Oh yeah, sweet. Okay, so now we have the project ready, and this is normal, don't worry, because we pretty much don't have anything, so we're gonna fix that. Now, let's go back here to the project and we can start, okay? So, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see what I have here. Okay, so this gift card file was generated for me. Not really sure why, but well, it's free code, right? Now we have to, just delete this. We don't really need this file. It just brings boilerplate though. Let's go ahead here. Let's check. Okay, this is mine. So we need to create the JSON file. The first one that we're gonna work on is this one. The index liquid file, index JSON. That's the first thing that we have to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and create this guy. So index.json. Alright, so inside here, you have to open square brackets, and then here we're gonna create our sections, okay? So section. Okay, here, so inside our sections, the first section that we're gonna have is our hero component. So let's go ahead and create the hero component here, not here. Let's create this hero component, and then we have to specify the type. So go ahead here, put the type here. It's gonna be type hero. And then I come here, and down you have to put the settings. If you have settings, of course, settings here, and then put the settings here. Let's save it. And this is pretty much, this is the representation. These are the JSON templates way of working, I would say, for Liquid now. And every one of these objects represent your components, okay? So now that we have this hero object here, we have to create that, and we're gonna do that here in our sections, okay? So let's go ahead and, oops, I'm forgetting something else. So you have to also specify the order of your sections, okay? So put order here, and it has to be string, of course, so order, and then you're gonna open an array here. And inside here, the first component from your index page is gonna be your hero component, okay? Okay, now we're ready. Now let's go ahead here. Let's type here liquid. Now inside here, we're going to just create our normal sections or normal HTML. Like this, let's save it. And now we are going to work on that. So for the ones that you're not familiar with Liquid, this is pretty much, you're gonna do your basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript here. So I'm gonna put all my HTML. So it's yeah, I'm gonna put my HTML and my JavaScript inside. I'm gonna put everything here because I don't really want to. For me, it gets crazy if I have to come here and then create other files and then import them. I like to have everything in the same file. That's my preference. But if you really rather do it the other way, you can just put your CSS and JavaScript in another folder and then you bring it to this project. Okay, whatever is up, whatever's better for you though. And another thing that is really Shopify like, it's okay, it's not two, it's just one. You have to create your schema files, and this is what this is how you're going to manipulate your data here and your components dynamically with Liquid in your Shopify theme editor, right? So I'm gonna show you right now how you have to do it. So here, this is your schema, and you have to also close your schema here. So it would be end schema. And that's it. And inside here you have to put an object, and inside this object you're going to name your section, and this is how your index templates is going to find is going to reference your Liquid components here. So inside here, let's put a name here, let's put a hero component, let's put a comma here, let's put our settings, and this one is an array, and you have to have one other property here, which is your presets. Let's get rid of this terminal. Request text document file. Something's there's something popping up here. Let's just ignore it. But let's thing is the LSP from Liquid is not working. Source the Liquid request. This is pretty weird, but well, let's just ignore that for now. No worries. Okay, and let's put this object here, and inside here you have to just put the name of your component. All right, just worry about that. Right, so hero, and I think I'm gonna have to pause the tutorial to fix that. So let's just do that really quick, and I'll fix that off camera, of course. So that's it, and my ESLint is not working here, so I have to fix that. But yeah, let's put a hello world here, just hello world, and let's see if it detects it. All right, so I kind of fixed it, or the error that I was having here. What I did was I went here and I installed this extension. I was using this extension for Liquid, and I changed it for this one, and I think it's better. Wait, it's not actually this one. I want to show you guys. This one right here. This one is working perfectly and it's giving me errors. So yeah, if you have that problem, just do what I do here. And the error I was having is this one. You need to have the name here. Then if you save the changes and then you go back here to the server and everything's working, and then you're gonna see the hello world. So okay, we're ready here. So let's do something really quick. I'm going to push the changes to our store. So let me go ahead, Control Shift here to open this, and now the command that you have to run here is Shopify push. If I'm correctly, is Shopify theme push. So Shopify theme push. This is how you're gonna push your changes live, right? So we're gonna select this one here, and let's wait. And this is basically the whole development flow that we're gonna have. We're gonna have a live server, and then we're gonna push our changes to see them in real life. And let's check. Let's go to the store. Not view store. Well, view store. You see them there, but I wanna go here. Yeah, we're good. So let's go back because we have a lot to do. So let's do this part. And now we're not gonna have a hello world, of course, here. Let's see what we have to do. We're gonna create a few divs inside here, and then we're gonna do our CSS. So let's delete this part here. Let's have a div here. Let's see. All right, so for the first div inside here, we're gonna have a condition. Okay, so these are this is Liquid, and then inside here we're gonna have an if statement. Okay, so if the section here, okay, not this one, if the section that settings and that image, because we're gonna have an image in our hero section. So we're first gonna check if it's not empty. So if it's not blank, that's how you do it. If the section is not blank, we're gonna display something else. We're gonna display something else. Okay, we're gonna have like a fallback image. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so else, and we're gonna have an end if here. Okay, so and if this is yeah, this is how you do it. So this is basically the template language liquid that you can we can control our templates or HTML and CSS dynamically and display the data from the server from Shopify. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna pull out the documentation in a second so we can learn together as I go along. So here, let's put a div here. Let's have a class here, a class, and the class is gonna be, this one is gonna be our div with image. Okay, so inside here, let's have another div. And let's put a class here. And let's go slow and then learning together. Okay, so container. This is gonna be a wrapper that we're gonna have inside here. Now we're gonna have an H1 here, and let's open here liquid, and then let's have section dot settings, settings here, and title text. And I'm gonna show you right now why. Okay, so we're gonna create a object here. One of our schemas here is gonna have this ID, and we're gonna reference it. Okay, so you can pass in the data from Liquid Theme Editor. Okay, so let's go back here. Here, so I'm sorry. So let's go back here, and then our settings is gonna have one object that it's gonna be of type here, type text. Let's put an ID here. The ID is gonna be of title, is gonna be the same one that we created before, so title text. We're gonna have a label. We have our auto completion here, perfectly working. So the title is gonna be text. Let's have something here, and we can have a default text, and let's just have title text. Let's save changes, and let's you know what, let's push so you guys have, you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's see which one is the one that have the auto completion here. Okay, so none of them. So Shopify theme push. Okay, push changes. Now let's go back here. We can just refresh, and we should be able to change the name dynamically from here. So select this guy. Let's see. And I think it's not refresh. Let's see. Okay, interesting. We're gonna have to do some debugging here. So let's go back. Let me see what I'm missing. All right. So let's check the server. Okay. Okay, I captured the changes here. Let's see what I'm missing here. Maybe, just maybe here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I know why. So let's see if I can do comments here. Put a comment here. It's because we're triggering this condition. That's why. So let's put this comment here. Let's save. Let's try it again. That could be the problem. You're not supposed to see that if we don't have an image. That's probably why. Let's see. Let's debug together. Let's refresh now. Maybe that's it. Oh yeah, that was it. So here, let's change it, and as you see, you can change the text here dynamically, and this is pretty much the whole point of Liquid. Okay, so yeah, that's working. So all right, I'm happy now. So let's go back to VS Code. Let's close this terminal so we have more space here. Let me see if I can make everything bigger here. Yeah, I can make everything bigger. It's gonna be better for all of you if you're watching this from a phone, which I don't recommend. So let's okay, I'm gonna have to delete this manually. All right, so here, here. I'm a little rusty with VS Code. So there, save it, and now let's keep working on the rest of the components. So we have an H1. What do we have to have next? Okay, we're gonna have a P tag. So put a P tag here, and then this P tag is also gonna be dynamically displayed. So as we did before, you have to reference section, you have to reference the settings, and then here you have to reference the ID of what you want to display. All right, so this time it's gonna be description text. So description text, just like that. Let's put our class. I think I'm gonna have a class here. No, I'm not gonna have a class. Okay, so that's it here. Now we're gonna have another condition here inside. So let's have our if condition here. So if section the blocks, and I'm not sure you what are blocks. So the size, if the size is equal to 0, we're gonna do something. Okay, so we're gonna have display something. Let's have our button. Well, it's not a button here, it's actually a div. So we're gonna have a div here because I'm gonna use a tags for buttons. So let's have a class here, let's have a button here, and let's inside here okay, not one button, we're gonna have buttons. So inside here we're gonna have our h tags. So put the h tag here, and now let's put the href. So the href can be for now we're not gonna have anything, so just reference the index page. Let's have a class here. This class is gonna be a button class, and now inside here let's put learn more. Let's copy this guy here, let's paste it here, and now this one is also going to be button, but this one is going to be buy more, buy now. Let's save this guy here, and now we're going to have the else statement here. So else, let's have a div here, let's close the div, let's put a class name here, class. This one is gonna be buttons dynamic. So buttons dynamic. Let's copy one of these guys here. Let's put it here. This one. Here we're going to reference. I'm gonna show you that right now. So you can also pass in Liquid here. So block the settings, the button URL, button URL, and you can pass in your URLs dynamically, so you can display, you can choose from the theme editor any URL that you want to go to once you press it, once you click these buttons. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's put this text dynamically as well. So let's have block the settings, and don't get desperate. I'm gonna show you what blocks are right now. Okay, button text, and we can have or escape. Okay, so let's save this guy here, and I think we are ready here and have to finish the if statement here. So let's have this guy here and if. All right, so every time that you do I always forget this part. That's completely normal. Every time that you do an if statement here, you have to end the if statement, and I think that's common in other programming languages. I think Ruby has that, but I'm not really I don't really do Ruby, so but I've seen it. I've seen that you end the if statements, and also functions, you have an end function, and I think that comes from there. And I'm pretty sure it comes from there because Shopify uses Ruby a lot in their backend, so yeah, that's probably where that comes from. Okay, so that's gonna be our first div, and now our other div, we're gonna have a fallback div. So let's have this guy, so put a div here, and this one is gonna be a class. Let's have a class here, default, and now inside here we're gonna have basically what we had before. So let me grab this guy, let's put this guy here. Let's see, the description is gonna be the same, so grab this guy, let's put this guy here, and this class, let's put a class here. This is gonna have a class description. All right, so we're gonna have also let's see what we can reuse here. So we're gonna have these guys here, so let's copy it and then let's paste it. Let me just double check everything's correct. Okay, so for the else statement, I'm gonna delete this here because I'm gonna have a for loop. Now I'm gonna show you how to do for loops here. So just basically the same as we do it with if statements. So let's have here, and then you're gonna start a for loop here. So for block in section the blocks, we're gonna do something. So we're gonna loop here for our buttons because they're gonna come in dynamically. You can have many buttons on the div if you want. That's up to you, to your design. So let's have a div inside here, and inside this div we're gonna have a class here, which is gonna be the same one as before, buttons dynamic. And inside here we're gonna have our h tag, and we can reuse that from here. All right, that's it. And now you have to end the for loop. So you open square brackets, and here you just go end for. Let's see if it captures it. No, it doesn't capture it, so end for. And that's pretty much it. So now I think we're ready with the HTML. Let me do some format, and I have to do it manually. I'm sorry about that. And let's save it. Let's see if the server is complaining. So the server is working fine. Let's see what we are doing in our local host. Yeah, I think everything's working. So let me go back here. All right, so everything's ready. Let's go ahead and start with our styles, all right? Because we're also you can also do you can also reference liquid inside here. So let's have the first one. So default. Let's open square brackets, and now let's have a background image here. And yes, the auto completion and the LSP is working. That's perfect. So we're gonna have our URL. And this is going to reference our URL or default image, okay? That's gonna come from our assets folder. I'm gonna show you right now. So you open two square brackets here, and then you reference your image inside here. And then you have to put a tag here, and which is called assets URL. It's just a liquid that's gonna come from our assets folder here. And the image that we're gonna use is called one.jpg. Let's save it, and now let's see if it's working, if it's showing something here. It's not showing anything yet. Okay, that's cool. Let's keep working. I'll work in a second. So now let's have some other styles here. So the width is gonna be 100%. The height is gonna be 700 pixels. 700 pixels here. Let's have the background size. Where are you? Here. Background size is gonna be cover, and also the background position. It's gonna be center. Okay. Let's see if now that's working. All right. Now we have it working. Perfect. So you see the image. It's coming from here. That's gonna be like the default image that we're gonna have, and then we're gonna have a image that you can just choose from here. You can pick it from here. Okay, so now let's go back to VS Code. So I have these. Let's close that. let's go ahead here, and now let's create the other class. So now we can pretty much just copy this guy, let's paste it here, and we're gonna have this URL. Instead of coming from from the image, we're gonna pass it dynamically. So we're gonna reference our section here. So section, the settings, and the image, okay? And you have to change this for image URL, okay? So image, the URL, and then you save it. Oh man, this looks really bad. Okay, let's do it some, let's just, I'm gonna cut this from camera, don't worry. So, well, maybe not this one. So some of you can laugh a little bit, but yeah, let's keep going. All right, so now you know what, let's work on the liquid bar so we can see it from, we can push the changes so we can see everything that we've been doing here. So let's put a comma here, and now we're gonna reuse this one because this one is gonna use for, we're gonna have another object, but this one is gonna be for the description. Okay, so instead of title text, we're gonna have description text. Let's have this one as description here, and now let's as a default, maybe I don't know, just this is a description text. We can save that. Now let's have the image picker that we're gonna use, and let's have the type here. I think it's called image picker. Yeah, it's image picker. Let's have an ID here. So image, now let's have our label. Label here, and now let's have info here. So this is some info that you can pass in your merchants. And for example, let's have some you know, basic formatting info. So like a recommendation here. So 400 times 100 pixels, the PNG images, recommended. There. So let's see what's complaining here, the label. So how about typo here? Okay, so let's see if we push the changes. Okay, so Shopify theme push. Let's push that to live. Let's go back here. Now let's see what we have. Okay. All right, so now we have our description here, and now let's see if it's working. It's working. We have our text working. Perfect. Let's see if we can have an image here. Okay, the image is not displaying, so we have something to fix. But yeah, let's keep going. All right, so let's go back here. Okay, so we need to fix this, that we're not seeing the image here, and that's because I messed up here. Have to actually pass in the actual name of the class that's gonna have the dynamic image. So it's called with image. That's the name that we gave the class here. So let's just save that. Then we're gonna try that again. If you come here, you're gonna see that we load the image, and actually we can maybe test it like this. But what was I gonna do? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna open the terminal here, and then Shopify team push. Let's check. I just wanna see that we see the image on the team editor. That's pretty important. Okay, we push this guy. Let's go here. Let's go here. Now, yeah, and then you're gonna see the image here, and then we can change. Select from library. Let's try this green one. All right, so now we are making progress. Good. Let's go ahead. Let's close the terminal here, and this is how you actually close the terminal. Okay, let's keep styling the component. So next we have to install the content container here. Let's open square brackets. Now have a position here, not relative, absolute. Let's put this here, and now let's have a top of 20% here. Let's have a left of 50%. Okay, let's have a transform here, and then inside the transform we're gonna have a function translate, and this function is gonna be minus 50% here, and then minus 50%. Okay, we're good there. Now we're gonna have a text aligned. Let's have this text aligned as center. Let's have a color of white. Okay, we have a white here, and now let's have a C index of 2. Let's save this guy, and now if I put Control Shift I can format my document. Now let's style our H1s in our document. Let's have a font size of you're gonna guess of 3 rem. Okay, so 3 rem here. Let's have a margin bottom here of 1 rem, and we're gonna have a color of black. So here, and now let's select this guy. Let's save the document. Let's bring this guy here, and it's not this one, this is the live one. And as you see, everything's working here. So we have some padding here, and I'm definitely gonna get rid of that in 1 second, because we have to get rid of the padding that we get by default in the entire HTML document. So please remind me that I have to do that. All right, let's go back here. Now let's below our H1, let's have a description. All right, so description, and the description we have to do a font margin. I think it's gonna be pretty much the same as here. Yeah, so copy and paste these guys. Now the buttons here, let's have a display flex. Let's have a flex direction of row. Okay, let's have a justify content of center. Okay, and then let's have a gap between the elements here of 10 pixels. Okay, now guess we have a buttons dynamic, so we're gonna have this guy here, and dynamic, and I have pretty good name classes, right? Let's have a button here. All right, so let's have a margin here of 1 pixel, not PC pixel. Let's have a padding here, so on the top we're gonna have 10 pixels, and then 20 pixels here, and okay, we have the .com here. Let's have a background color here. Boom, we're gonna do a bluish here, so it's 0077B FF. It's this one here. Now let's have a text decoration of none. Okay, none here. Let's have a border radius of 25 pixels, and I'm having a text decoration here because remember, our button is not actually a button, we're using a tags, so we don't want to see the underlines or a color or weird colors there when you click on those links, so that's why we're doing that. So the font size is going to be 1 rem. Okay, let's go ahead, and now we're gonna have a transition here. So in this transition here, or well, actually no, I think we don't want a transition here. Okay, let's go for the next one. Let's just have some hover animation here, so button and hover. I think it's dots, right? Yeah, it's hover there. So the background color, we're just gonna make it a little darker. So let me hover over this guy, and now something like that. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we're almost done here. Have to do the media queries. That's it. So we have a responsive component. So media here, screen, and we're gonna have when the max size size here, it's gonna be 786 pixels. Alright, let's open the function here. So inside our media queries, let's have the content container. So this guy is gonna have a max width of 40%. Now the top is gonna be 19% here. 19%. Where are you here? Okay, so we're good there. Let's have the H1 here. Now the font size is gonna be 1 rem. The margin color, the margin bottom, I'm sorry, it's gonna be 1 rem, and the color black here. Perfect. Let's have the description, the buttons dynamic. Okay, so description here. Font size, I think this is gonna be pretty much the same. So let's have buttons here. Let me grab it, and then buttons dynamic here. Right, I'm just formatting these guys, and the buttons are gonna have a gap center, but this one is gonna be a column instead. Alright, so we're gonna have less space obviously, and this one is gonna be a column as well. So just put this guy here, and that's pretty much it here. So let's save the document. Now we have to finish our liquid schema here, and then let's see what I'm missing here. So I have the 3 settings here, so I'm missing the blocks. So okay, so on the blocks here, do I have the property blocks? I don't have it. All right, so inside below settings, you're gonna have blocks here. Blocks, there you go. And inside blocks, we're gonna open an object, and inside this object, we're gonna have a type that has to be between these guys. So type here, and then the type is gonna be text. Let's put a comma here. The name, it's gonna be text button. Let's put a comma here. Now the settings, it's gonna be an array, and inside this array we're gonna have actually a type here. So type, okay, let's have the auto completion here. The type is gonna be text. Let's have an ID here. The ID is gonna be button text. Let's see here. Let's have a label. The label is gonna be button text. Button text. Oops. Now the default text here, but it has to be here. Default. It's gonna be button. Now we're gonna need a URL for the button as well. So type here, and then it's gonna be type URL. There you go. The ID is gonna be button URL. And now lastly the label. Let's put a label here, and it's gonna be button URL. Save this guy, and nope, I wasn't meant to do that. Let's open the terminal here. Shopify team push. Let's push changes to production so we can see. Okay. As you see, we have this title here, this description here, and this is our component, our hero component. Let's go ahead. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so pretty much all good for now. Okay, so I was checking really quick, and something that we have to fix right here. I'm gonna show you this one. It's supposed to be blocks with an S. It was a typo from my part. Sorry about that. And once you do that, if we go here and just charge everything, now everything's gonna work. So let me show you. Let's push the project. So really quick, go here and Shopify team push. Let's confirm changes. Everything is ready. For some reason, it's trying to detect this gift card, but we can ignore that though. Let's go ahead here. Let's leave the page. I'm gonna show you the. And now these are the blocks. Now we can dynamically, as a default, we have 2 buttons, but now we can dynamically add more buttons here. And then you have this plus sign here, and then we can add them as we want. And this is very useful for this type of component. So, but yeah, we can just add 2 right now. That's what we want, or just 1 maybe. And you can have your button here, and then you select your button, and then you can change the text, etc. And then put the link here. That's basically how that works. That's blocks in Liquid. But yeah, that would be this component. That would be it for this component. I wanted to show you that as the beginning of the tutorial. Now let me close this terminal. Next thing that we have to do is let's go ahead and create. Oh yeah, hold on. Before we create the navbar, I wanted to show you this. You have to go here to assets, and then here in assets you're gonna create general styles for the entire project. This is how I like to do it. And then here you have to put your HTML and margin as 0, and then your body and margin as 0. And then you have to import this file from your layout, the theme, and you're gonna do this. You're gonna create a link tag and then put the rel as style sheet, just regular CSS, and then inside here you're gonna put liquid, and then reference your styles, the CSS file I told you before, and then put the tag as assets, the URL, so it knows how to look for it here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And you know what, let's we should, now that we are here, I'm gonna put another link tag here, link, and let's put the rel here as icon. We're gonna put the icon of the website. Let's put the href here, and it's exactly the same. Just open Liquid and just put here that icon. That's the name of my icon right there, and my assets, and then you reference your assets URL, and here, and then here let's put the type, and then the type for me is gonna be image slash icon. It's icon. Okay. Close it. Now let's save the document. Let's go back here. Let me go here. Let's see. And there you go. Now we can see the icon here, and that's good. Let's go back here, and now I think we can go ahead and work on the navbar. So let's go back to sections, and I'm gonna create a navbar, the liquid, and as in contrast of what might be you thinking that like we did before, that you have to create your section here. The navbar is always going to be visible in your website depending on your design, but most of the time your navbar is visible throughout the website. So you don't want to put it here. You're gonna go here to theme, and then you're gonna reference it here on the body. So just like before, open the liquid objects, and it's only 1 actually, and then here it's 2, and then here you're gonna reference your section header, just a section, and then the component is gonna be called header. So header. Okay, sorry about that. There. So now we save the document, and now we have to create the header liquid, which is here. Oh yeah, I forgot this is the one I was gonna use a header. So never mind that. Don't create this navbar. So let's use this header is gonna be the navbar actually. So let's see. As you see here, it's here. navbar hello world, and let's get rid of this hello world. It's very annoying though. Let's go here. It's this one. Looks ugly too. Let's run on the design too. Let's close these things here. Let's close the file 3, and now we can get started. First thing, we're gonna have basically a very basic design. We're gonna have an icon on the left. Sorry, you know, your links on the middle, and then another icon on the right. That's gonna take us to the card. So here, let's put a class. Alright, inside here we're gonna have another div. This is gonna be the left navbar. So close, left nav. Inside here, let's put an icon. So hold on, I'm gonna put an h tag because we want to be able to click the icon and go to our index page, right? So our slash page here. That's pretty basic, functionality of a website. And inside here, let's have a reference image. So image here, and now we're gonna specify the image here. So some of things here, so like the width is gonna be 15, the height is gonna be 18. And let's see, loading is gonna be a lazy property. Okay, so it's gonna load on demand, and then the source is gonna have liquid tags here, and then let's reference our logo SGB. So logo that SGB. And I'm just gonna do this because I'm doing this because I want to show you that you can also do this. You can use liquid in CSS and your HTML dynamically. So it's pretty, that's how you use it, but you cannot use it on JavaScript. You cannot use it if we open a script tag and I try to put some liquid code there. It's not gonna work because it runs on the backend. Okay, so that's it. Let's see. Maybe this is working already. Let's refresh. Okay, I think the link is working. Right. Let me see. Logo.sgb. Alright, now we have the Apple logo right there. Let's go back here. Now that we have that, let's create middle div. So let me format this section real quick. Another div here. Class. It's gonna be middle navbar. Middle nav. Okay. Let's have a UL tag here for lists, and then let's have a class as well here. So class is gonna be middle nav links. Let's go ahead and open our square brackets here because we're gonna do some dynamic coding here. Well, dynamic because of liquid. So let's open these guys here, and then we're gonna do a for loop. So for link in, we're gonna reference our link list of liquid, and this link list, if you pass in here main menu, it's going to reference to the main menu from your store. So I'm gonna show you how you create that right now because we need to create a few links because the default ones suck. So and then we'll reference this as links, and we're gonna end the for loop here. So end for space, and we're going to for each of those links we're gonna have a link link a lead tag. All right, so for list, and then inside here we can reference link dot, then you're gonna have access to everything that you need, the handle, but we just need the title here. So the title, and let's have where's the or here in this keyword? Okay, here. And then we're gonna have this property link to, which is works kind of like an a tag, and then we're gonna reference to the link URL. Link not this, link the URL, this guy. Okay, let's save changes, and now let's go ahead to our store, and let's push the changes first. So okay, here Shopify theme push bubble. And maybe sorry about that. Sorry if I'm speaking super slow right now, because it's right now my time is 6 a.m. I don't want to wake anyone up in my house. So okay, we push. Let's go back here, and now let's check if we're referenced something from the link list. I think we're not. I think we don't have any links defined in our store. So the way that you do that, let's check here. Nope, we're not. Let's go here. You have to go here in content. This used to be somewhere else before, but now in this tutorial it's a new tutorial. So you go here, then you go here to menus, you go here to main menu, and then here, right here, you're gonna create your menu. So we're gonna well, let's just change the names from a few of these guys, because I'm gonna put this one in store. And for now, I think the links, we can leave them like this. Let's have this one as Mac. Let's have this one as iPad. Wait, iPad. This. Let's add another one. iPhone. I think it's gonna look better like this. iPad. iPhone. And it needs to have a link tag, so let's just reference the home for now. Let's have watch. Vision here. And let's have the AirPods. Okay. Let's save changes. Let's go back here, and I think I have a type or something because I wasn't referenced the previous links. It should work. Let's fix that though. Okay, let's go back here. Let's check the server. Let's see if I have a typo here in the referencing. Okay, so for link in link list. Okay, yeah, I have a typo in here. So it's lists with an S. I'm always skipping the S's though. Now let's push changes again. Okay, Apple. Oops. Save those changes. Now let's go back here. Okay, perfect. Now as you see, we are referenced these guys. So that's good. So that would be how you access the menu, the main menu, or whatever you want to call it, from your store. So let's close this terminal, and now let's keep going. Now we have to create an icon here for the left. You know what? I'm just gonna reuse this guy because it's pretty much the same. So here, here, and instead of going here, we're gonna go here to the card, and image is gonna be 20. This guy is gonna be 23. Lazy, and then this one is gonna be Clark PNG, and then it's gonna come from assets URL. Okay, next to this guy we're gonna have a p tag. Then this p tag is gonna reference to our card object, so card the item, the count, and that's gonna have the count of items in our card page or in our card object. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's save changes. Let's see what we're seeing right now. And as you see, it's 0 right now. And do you know what? I want to show you the documentation really quick, how you can reference all this. I know the objects that we have access to, because I kind of read the documentation a lot before this tutorial. So liquid documentation Shopify you kind of want to see two documentations, the liquid reference. This is first, and then you're going to see all the objects that you have access to. For example, blogs, you're going to see that we have linked lists somewhere here. You're going to see cart, and then you're going to see all the properties those objects have and what can you reference on your source. So you can kind of see, kind of start working depending on your needs. If you need to loop through a list, you can loop here, and I already show you how to do a for loop. Okay, but this is the first documentation that you want to reference to, and the other one is the one for themes. So themes documentation Shopify. It's Shopify.dev. So they have a new documentation. It's pretty good. This one, you go here to storefronts, you go here to themes, and then everything you need is gonna be here. Okay, so we would be working on this part right now, on sections, overview of sections, and it's gonna tell you everything that we're doing right now. So let's go back. Okay, so now we have that. Let's open style tags. Let me format this guy. Let's go here. Okay, so in the style tags, let's start with the shopping image. Okay, did I put the shopping image class here somewhere? Okay, never mind. So let's go back here. Header nav. Okay, header nav. So that display is gonna be flex, so we get to see it here. Now I have an idea. Let's bring this guy here next to us. So here, and let's fix this guy. All right. So now, as you see, we're gonna do the changes, and you guys can see them here. Maybe some of you are gonna like that. So justify content is gonna be center here. Let's have that. Let's have the margin here, 0. Let's have the padding here, just 1 pixel. Let's have the background color as white. It's already white, but in case we enforce that, let's have the padding here. And now I'm gonna have 0, 30 pixels here. Here, 0 and 10 pixels here. Okay, that's good. Okay, left nav. Flex here. Let's line the items to the center here. Now the position is going to be relative. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead. So middle links. And is it links or links? Middle nav links. So for these, display flex. Okay. Now font size. Let's have font size here and 16 pixels. Okay, good. And this one, it shouldn't be center. It's a space between. I fucked up there. Okay, now it looks better. We have our links here, and let's go ahead. So inside our links, let's reference to our to our list. Keep saying Lee. So here, list there. So let's have this list style type here is none. Let's have the padding here on the left, so maybe 10 pixels, and then on the right as well. Okay, that looks pretty better. My English spelling looks pretty good. So let's do the same here, but we're gonna have, well, we can just reference here lead tag and then hover. Where you hover here. So hover here, and then text separation is gonna be underlined. I mean, but this is optional to you, but I kind of like when you hover over a link and then you see it's underlined here. But yeah, let's we have to get rid of those things from the a tag that we have in the as a wrapper for the lead tags. So sorry, middle tags, a tag here, then text declaration none, so they disappear. And now let's make them a black color. I think let's see if inherit works. I think inherit is gonna do the trick. Yeah, inherit did the trick. I usually do black here, but yeah, I think inherit is better. So let's work on the right nav items. So right nav. Wait, I think I did left nav items, right? It's a left. Okay. Yeah, we don't need these things, man. So okay, let's ignore that. So something that we can also work on is the p tags inside here, but I'm not really sure if I should. Okay, let's see, let's have some media query. I think that should be enough for this part here. So let's have a media query here, and then inside here the max width is gonna be 400 and I don't know 80 pixels here. Let's open the function, and then first thing that we want to do here is the okay, this guy, this header navbar is gonna have padding top 10 pixels. I'm not sure if I should work on the media queries for this part. I think we should just move on. Maybe at the end of the tutorial I can do a little refactor here as well. And then the middle nav here, let's display it as none. So we have these guys going on, on small devices. Let's see there. But yeah, let's skip this part for now, the media queries. But that would be it for the links. I just wanted to show you the liquid part especially. Let's go ahead and save this guy. Let's push it to liquid. Okay, hold on. Let's push it to liquid. Let's push it to the store. Shopify team push. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go here. And as you see, everything's right here. Perfect. Okay, so let's work on something else because I noticed I forgot to do the we're gonna have a circle here surrounding this zero, so it looks it's better style. So let me do something here really quick before we move on to the next component. So it's the left nav p tag inside here. Let's have the font size change as 14 pixels. What else are we gonna have? Let's have the font weight as bold. There, let's have the color. Color here is gonna be a grayish, so 323. There. Let's have the position absolute so we can control it. So absolute here. Now top it's gonna be 10 pixels. Let's have the right as minus 13 pixels. Let's see. Okay, looking better. So let's have a background color of bluish, but I have this blue right here written down. So 96 DAF. Let's check. Okay, let's have the color white. let's have a border radius here, border radius of 50%. Okay, we need some padding, so have some padding here. Let's have 4 pixels, and then 1 pixel too. Let's have the font size. I already did the font size. Let's have a min width here in case of 18 pixels. Let's check. Okay, text line, so it's on the middle, center. Okay, and now let's have a line height here, 1. Okay, that looks much better. Perfect. We're done here, so let's go back to our full view, and now let's have here inside sections, let's create another component called grid, the liquid. Good. Now we have to write down this grid new component on our index.json, so we can just maybe copy this guy. Grid. Okay. Grid, and it's gonna be below our order. So here, grid. Let's save it, and now let's go back here. Now we can start working on the grid component. So it's gonna be a typical grid with 4 images. I'm gonna show you in a second how the Apple website looks like, so you guys have a reference what we're doing. But yeah, let's have a div here inside. Class is gonna be a grid container. Okay, good. So let's have, I'm gonna have an if condition here. So I'm gonna have here say section dot settings, because we're gonna display these images dynamically. So if the image that we're gonna have in our settings it's not equal to blank, similar to what we did before actually, here we're gonna display a div here, and this one is gonna be of class with image 1, because we're gonna have 4. And inside here I'm putting just these h1s, because sometimes the image doesn't render. I have no idea why, so maybe some of you in the comments can tell me. But yeah, so else, let's put some space here. Else we're gonna display another div. So this div here, and this one is gonna have a class here of default image. So default image, perfect. Now let's int and the if statement. Okay, so that's one. We're gonna have another one very similar to this one, so we can reuse some of this logic. Let's grab this guy, let's paste it, but this one is gonna be image 2, this one is gonna be image 2 here, and this is default image, so this is good. Let's have another one here, so let's copy this guy, paste it. This one is gonna be the 3. This guy 3 here. Now again, one more time, and then this one is gonna be the 4th image, 4th, and 4 here. Okay, perfect. And that's it. So let's work on the styles. Okay, so before the styles, let me work on the schema, I guess. Let's see the schema. So we can render these on the screen, and then we can do the styles as we see it, as we see everything. So this is our schema. Let's have an object here, and now the name here is gonna be grid. Okay, the settings here, let's have our array here, And before I forget, let's have presets. Object here, name. Okay, good. So for our objects, we're gonna have a bunch of image pickers, and I think we can go back here and reuse the image picker that we specify here. So let's grab this guy. Let's paste it 4 times here. 1, 2. Okay, let's save document. Let's refactor these. Let's close the file tree. Now we need to just change the properties here. Not the properties, the ID. This is 2, this is the 3 one, and this is the 4th one. Okay, let's save document. Now let's go back here. Now let's see if we're displaying anything on the screen. Okay, let's check. Okay, great. Okay, we haven't displayed anything because just we're just doing images. We're not displaying any text. So let me put the default image. So just get rid of the tags here. So for the style, let's work on the default image so we can see something here. So it's gonna be def image here, and now the background image here. It's gonna be a URL function from Shopify liquid, and then inside here let's have our objects here. Boom. Let's have it's called 10.jpg. Okay, 10.jpg here. Now it's gonna come from assets URL. Okay, perfect. Let's have the background size. Let's cover. Let's have the background position. Center. Let's have the width here at 100%. Okay, and the padding and margin bottoms. Well, no, not really. Let's have the height here as 100% as well. Okay, so we have 1 to go, and I still not seeing anything on the screen. Let's specify the style for the grid container. So that might be it. So put here this guy. So display as grid here. Let's have the grid template columns here. Let's repeat 2 times. So 2, 1 FR. Perfect. Now the rows, grid template rows here. Let's have this guy repeat 2 and 1 FR. There you go. Let's have the gap here as 10 pixels. Let's have the margin bottom here. That's 10 pixels too, and the padding bottom as well. In case here is 10 pixels. Okay, let me go ahead and open terminal here, and then Shopify theme push. Alright, I want to see what we're seeing on here. Okay, so it's detecting the grid component. That's good. Let's go back here. Okay, let's format this document. Let's see, grid container. Okay, so let's keep working on the other styles here. So for the images, it's gonna be pretty similar for of what we did here, but instead of reference the assets URL, this is gonna come from our theme editor. So what we have to do here is change this assets URL for image URL here, and then reference the section settings image one. So here section settings the image one, or just image, and let's see, and the properties are going to be pretty much the same. So yeah, yeah, we have to change this part. So here it's image one. Let's save it. Now let's go ahead here, and now we're gonna replicate these for the other three. Okay, so this one's gonna be 2. This one is 3, and this one is 4. Now let's have this grid container here too, and then the height. Let's see the height, 700 pixels here. Okay, now we have it. Now we're displaying this default image here. Let's push changes to liquid. Hold on, here, and Shopify team push. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's try to put another one here. Yeah, all images are working. Good. So this is the grid component. Let's save here the changes, and now let's go back here to our code. Okay, so I went ahead and I got some images from the internet, so we can fill in here, so we can decorate some of the website as we go along. Let's hold on, I have to go ahead and import this guys here. So let's go ahead here. Now let's see what I have here. Maybe we can use this one. Let's try to use this one too. Okay. This one is repeating. Let's change it. Try this one. And this last one too. Let's see if I have another one here. How about this one? This one looks good. Okay, let's see if I have another one. I don't like it. Let's try to find something. This one. Okay. Alright, this is good enough. Let's just save. And now let's go back here to our website. This is the default image I'm using for now. But we're done here. Let's go back to templates, and I'm gonna go ahead and work on our next component. Let's copy this guy. Okay. Okay. I fucked up here. So breathe. This one is gonna be cool card. Here, card. part here, but if you stick to the tutorial long enough, you probably already like got the pattern that I'm using here. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So let's keep just going to finish this website. So quit the cart. Let's have a section here. We're gonna have styles as well. So okay, let's have our schema. Okay, beautiful. Let's have this guy here. Cart. Let's have settings, and now let's have the presets. And inside presets, let's have the name and the car, right? Okay. Name, cart. Right. Let's save everything. Let's format the document here. Now let's start working with the HTML. So inside section, let's have a div. This div, let's name it, let's close the file tree. So let's have a class here, let's have car, this is gonna be car grid. Okay, let's have another div here. Let's have the name of the div is gonna be the card class. Okay, now let's have some conditional here. So we're gonna check if section, the settings here, that image, just like we did before. If it's not blank, we're gonna display something. Okay, so let's have the else here, else, and then the end if condition. Okay, so let's have inside our div here. So inside our div here, I'm going to well, we're not gonna have anything. This is gonna be our image. So class, let's have cart image here. Let's have some style here. I'm gonna show you that you can also put liquid inside here. So background image here, we're gonna have the URL, and then inside the URL here, let's have this guy here, then section, the settings, that image, or it's gonna come from image URL, and that's it. Let's make sure I don't have any typos here, and yeah, we're done here. So else we're gonna have a default image, so we can maybe just grab this guy, copy it here, and then instead of this part, so this one has to go instead assets URL, and this guy is gonna come here from our assets folder, so 7.jpg. Let's save this guy, and that's pretty much it. So below the div, in the if condition here, so let's have another div here. This is gonna be the cart content class, cart content. So if you're familiar with web development, you probably know what I'm doing, just a cart. So have an h3 here. We're gonna get these dynamically. Everything's gonna be here dynamic in this component. So from settings here, it's gonna come, it's gonna be named title class. Let's put a class here, cart title here. Now let's have a p tag. So section, the settings here, the description. Let's have a class, and the class is going to be cart description. Now let's have our button. So a tag here. Let's have section, the settings, and that button text. Okay, or maybe it should be button name. But yeah, I already did text. So here let's have inside here section. This is gonna be the URL section, the settings, that button URL, and let's have a class. So have a class here, and the class is gonna be cart button. Okay, let's refactor this a bit. All right, we're good here. This is the cart, and we're gonna have 3 carts. Okay, so we can this is the wrapper. So let's see, let's copy this guy 2 more times, and that's pretty much gonna be it. But we have to change just the names so we can reference it. So, or the IDs. So this guy here. And now for this guy, it's pretty much everything gonna be image 2 here. Let's see, image 2. Okay, what else? Here, title 2, description 2, 2 here, button URL 2. Am I missing something else here? I think that's it, right? And yeah, let's do the same and grab this guy one more time again. Okay, let's copy this guy here and paste it here, and this one is going to be the 3. Okay, 3 here. Okay, this guy. Okay, that's pretty much it on the HTML side. Let's go and work on the schema so we can do our CSS. Then let's see. So we have that. So we need our settings. So we're gonna have a bunch of these. So let's have our type. Okay, type. This one is gonna be an image picker. Image picker. Let's have an ID. And the ID is going to be image. Let's have a label, and the label is going to be just image. And then let's have some info here, and just 400 times 120 pixels, that PNG recommended. Okay, so let's duplicate this guy. So 3 times we're gonna duplicate it, or just 2 more times actually. 1 and 2, and the ID is gonna be 2, and the ID here is gonna be 3. All right, so let's work on another one. Now let's do our text and buttons, or I think we have title. Let's do title first. So we go in order. So type here, it's gonna be text. Let's have the ID. The ID is gonna be just title here. Let's have the label title, just pretty simple. And here we're gonna have the default text, just title, I guess. Now let's copy this guy 2 more times. And let's target the IDs here, 2 and 3. Okay, good. Now let's do the description. Let's do the descriptions. So the descriptions are gonna be text as well. So let's just copy one of these and just replace the IDs. So description here, description. Now let's copy this guy 2 more times. 2. Okay, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. Okay, it's 3. let's through here. I'm gonna stop talking for few seconds because I'm tired of talking, so just follow me along here. Let's see, what else do we have? We have the button text and then the button URL, right? Yeah, so let's do the button text. So since it's a text, so let's grab this guy here. Button text, copy it here, 2, 3. Okay, and now the button URL. So let's grab one of these guys again. So it's a lot of repetition sometimes. And this is not a text, this is a URL. So URL here, we're gonna have this doesn't need default, just button here, button URL, and then the ID button URL. Okay, let's do this comma now 2 more times. 1 and 2. Here. Okay, that's good. Let's go like this. Let's go here. Card does not reference, so I think I'm gonna have to refresh the server. So Shopify team dev. Okay, so we have these guys here. Let's work on the CSS now. So that read card read, right? Card read. Let's have the display as grid. Here, let's specify the columns. And let's have it repeat here, and 3 1 FR. Good. Let's have a gap between them, so 20 pixels will do the job. Let's have a margin bottom here, margin bottom 30 pixels. Let's have a margin top of 30 pixels as well, and let's have a padding here of 2 pixels. Good. Let's keep going. Let's have the card now. So each of the cards, let's have the background color as FFF, so white. Okay, FFF. Let's have the box. We're gonna have a box shadow here, so we have a nice effect. So box shadow of 0, 2 pixels, 15 pixels here, and now RGBA. This guy here, and now 0, 0, 0, and 1. Flow hidden. Okay, let's have a display here, flex. Okay, let's have the flex direction column, and the transition here, this one, transition transform 0.3 seconds, and we're gonna have a transition of ease. Okay, box shadow here, shadow 0.3 seconds here, and then ease. Okay, yep, that's kind of what I want to accomplish here, so that's good enough for now. Let's have a hover effect as well, so hover, and let's have transform here. So translate, I'm just on I kind of suck on these animations. I'm not really best at, I'm just trying here. Here transform, and then hold on, box shadow, right? 0, 4 pixels, 20 pixels, RGB. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0.2 here. Yeah, I think that works for me though. All right, so hold on. So card image. We're gonna have width. Where you at? Width, 100%. Height. It's gonna be like 500 pixels maybe. All right. Now we have a background size. Background size. Where you at? Background size. Here. Cover and center. Then cover and then background position. Center. Okay. Good enough. Let's keep going. So the card and the title, we need to start to do some more styling. So card, the content. Let's see, card, the content. Yeah, it's this part right here. So the card content, just have a padding here, and then 20 pixels. Actually, and now let's have flex scroll 1. Okay, good. So now the card title here. So font size of 1.5 rem. Let's have the font weight. Let's do some number here. Color, let's give it a grayish 3. Now the margin bottom here, so we have some space. Margin bottom with pixels. Okay. Now the card description. Font size 1 rem. And the margin bottom here. Now let's style the button. So car button. Have a padding here, 10 pixels and then 15 pixels. Let's have a background color. Where you at? Here. Background color of bluish. 007B FF. Okay, good. So color white. Let's have a text decoration of none. Right, so font way bold. Okay, so border radius. Make it a little circular, so 25 pixels. Now let's text line here. Center. Now we're gonna have a transition of a background color. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's hover. Let's finish the animation here. So card the button, hover. Okay, background color. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna put a media query, and that's it. I guess we're done here. So media query here. Max width. Okay, the card is card grid here. Now the grid templates column, this one is just gonna be one FR. And let's have another query for even smaller devices. So this would be for tablets and this would be for phones. So for phones, I think it's 480 here, 480. And yeah, so you can just target dynamically as you want on your website needs. So let's okay, under Shift there. Shopify theme push. Let's just test if we can change the images here and the title and the descriptions. Let's go. Okay, looking good though. So let's grab one of these guys. Let's try to put something here. Okay, the descriptions are working. Let's check the buttons. Button text is working as well. And then the URLs, let's check. Let's just go to, well, we're gonna check that in a second. So I wanna go to the products. So right now, we're not gonna do anything here, but everything's working. Override the same changes. And good, we have another component. Okay, so what happened? I save and the changes disappear. Let's see. Okay, so for some reason these changes were not saved. Anyways, let's go back and keep going. Let's work on one more component here, and then we have to do the footer. Alright, so I just went ahead and I put some images, stippled images I had here from, I just grabbed them from the Apple website. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna create a cool component I also saw on the website. It's kind of a slider, the slides between the images, and I want to try to recreate that really quick before we do before we are going to do the footer. So let's go ahead here and call this guy, I guess, slider would do, right? So slider here, and actually I'm just copy these guys. Expect the JSON property. Oh, so what the hell? I'm tripping. Okay, here. Now let's have a slider here. Slider. Okay, that's cool. So let's have a slider. The liquid. Now let's I'm gonna try to keep it simple. So section here, and let's see. Maybe we're gonna have a div here, and let's have a class here. So image slider. So class. So slider container. Now let's have here a div as well. Slider track. So class here, I'm gonna have a bunch of items here. So slider item, and the style is gonna be okay, Okay, background image, right? So background image, and then we're gonna grab these guys from my URL, and then what's it called? Okay, this guy, and then so 7 here, 7 the JPEG. That's gonna be the image I'm gonna use, and here then asset URL, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess we can just grab this guy and copy it a bunch of times and let's go. So now for the styles, hold on, style here. Now the image slider here, so width 100%, overflow hidden here. Let's split screen, right? Let's go back here. We're gonna have to refresh the server, so refresh this guy. Okay, there. Let's close the default tree, and now let's keep going. So now the slider container here, and now display flex. We're gonna have a justify content of center, and now align items as center as well. Let's see if we're seeing anything yet. Background image style. Let's see, I'm just trying to spot if I have a typo here somewhere. URL. Okay. Yeah, I do have a typo here. So I forgot I'm supposed to use liquid here. So these guys. Alright, that's it. That will do it. Let's delete this guy here. Now I think I'm not closing the oops, I'm sorry about these guys, so let's check. Okay, that was it. That was the back. Alright, so now let's copy them again. And boom. Let's go back here. Now we should see something. Not yet. Let's see if I have another typo here. So URL, and then we're reference or 7.jpg here, and we have coming down from assets URL. We're closing div, background image, slider item. I think it's because I haven't do the style for the slide item. That's probably why. Anyways, let's keep going. So hold on. So the slider track, we have to do that. So slider track, display flex. And now we're gonna have here an animation. So this animation is gonna slide. It's gonna be, I want it to be very slow. So slow at 200 seconds or 20 seconds, I think it's it. I have no idea. And then it's gonna be linear here. Okay, now the slider item. All right, so this is probably the problem. So width, we need a width for the image to be displayed, pixels, and now we need a height to 80 pixels. Okay, now we have those images. Now let's background size here. I have the background size of cover. Now the background position. Center. Now let's have a margin and just 0 and then 15 pixels here. Okay, that looks good. Now let's have a box shadow and 0 for pixels, 12 pixels, RGBA here, 0, 0, 0 and 0 0.2. Yeah, that's good. Now let's I'm gonna start working on the animation here. So keyframes, and the identifier is gonna be the slide. So this slider right here, and slide, and let's have our two functions. So 0%. Oh shit. So here on 0%, this guy is going to transform, translate X, so 0. Now on 100%, okay, transform, translate X, 100%. Well, we want it to come from the other way, so minus 100%. Okay. Oops, my bad. Now let's I think this is it. Now we need to do the animation. So don't script tag here. Now let's reference first. We need to reference our slider track and the items that are inside. So document the add event listener here. Add event listener. Let's open here, and now let's dump content loaded. It's on capitals, dump content loaded here. Now let's query this guy. So document query selector. So the first one that's gonna find, because we only have one, so slider track, that's slider track here. And now we need to grab the other one, document query selector all, slider items, slider item, okay, const slider track, okay, let's put these guys in variables. And now, all right, let's do a loop here. So slider items that for each. Okay, so let's grab each item here, and now we're going to open parentheses, square brackets, and now let's clone one guy. So item that clone node, this guy. So clone this node. Let's have a variable here, and now as you guessed it, I mean, we have to append the child to the track. Okay, the append child. So you're gonna grab one node, you're gonna clone it, and you're going to append it to the other side of the div, and it's gonna make the effect of a continuous loop coming back and forth. I think that's how it's gonna work. And let's see if this works. Okay. Just checking if I have any typos here. Content loaded. Alright, document. That should do it. Okay. True. All right, that was it. I had a typo there, but yeah, that's pretty much the effect I wanted to give it. Let's just make this smaller. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna replace the images of camera though, but yeah, we can keep working on. Let's what do we have to do now? We have to make the footer. All right, so let's do it. Let's go back here, and now since the footer is gonna be always visible as well, we're gonna reset. We're gonna see it all the time, right? So we have to reference it from the liquid theme from here. So just like we did with our our header, let's grab this guy and then put footer here. Footer here. Now let's have footer the liquid here. And now let's go back here and let's have footer here. Let's have a class here, footer main. Let's have a div here, and this one is just a div. I'm gonna wrap my one HR. I'm gonna have that, so HR div, and then inside here let's just have this HR, and it has to be self-closing here. Now let's put a class here, and then footer HR. Oops, HR. Okay, there. Now let's have a div here, and we're gonna have a default footer with empty values, and then one dynamic that we're gonna choose from the liquid theme editor. So sec the one here, and we're gonna open here condition. Now let's have an if statement. So if the section, the blocks, for this we're gonna use blocks, so it's equal to 0. We're going to display, okay, let me just put this div here. So p tag here, let's have just next. Okay, so it's 1 2 3 4 5, I think 6 will do it. Good. Let's replicate this guy. 1 2 3 and then 4 times. All right, so we're gonna have this all this junk else have this else condition here, else we're gonna have a div here and close it. And now this one is gonna have a class of dynamic blocks wrapper. wrapper. Now let's have a wrapper div here, class here, footer block. Now we're gonna loop here for block in section blocks. Okay, let's end the for loop here. Alright, so and for. So let's have a div here, and this div, let's have a class here, footer block, a URL. Let's have a lead tag here. Let's have an a tag here. Now this h tag, a tag, ref tag. So here we're gonna grab these links from the block. So block, the settings, and then the link. Right. Let's the content. Let's have the text here. So block, the settings, the text here, or escape. Yeah, escape here. Let's have a class here. So the class is gonna be footer block link. That's good. So that would be it here. So let me kind of refactor this document. So once it's done here, I'm gonna have another div below here, but I'm gonna put an HR so we can kind of separate everything. So let's have another HR here, and now below the HR, let's have a div here. This is gonna have our links for our account, for registered account, and then for logging in, and we're gonna display dynamically. I'm gonna show you right now. So class here, footer links. Now let's have a condition here. Okay, so if the shop here, the customer accounts enabled, I'm gonna show you that right now. You have to enable your account in Shopify if your customers are gonna use accounts in your websites. Yeah, so let's have the customer now. So if it's enabled, and now if you have a customer, we're gonna display a p tag here, with an a tag here, and then the a tag is gonna be an href. Okay, href here, that's gonna go to your account. So it's if it's logged in, it's gonna go to the account, and then just have here my account link here, and then else here. So this else guy here, and now it's gonna be the same, but it's gonna go to account register. Now let's have here a register. Okay, and let's have here this, and okay, I guess I can do it in just one p tag. So here, now let's have another, and log in here, and now the href inside here, href account, and the logged in. Okay, now let's close. We have to close the two if statements. Okay, so close and if, close this guy, and good. Now let's have one more div, just one below this one, and then we're done. So here let's have class here, footer second section, and now let's have a p tag. Well, we can just copy these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm just gonna put this here as guides. Terms of sale. Privacy policy. Visitor block. Okay. Block. I'm gonna show you how you can link your articles from Shopify, because you can also create a blog with the Shopify store. I'm gonna show you that, but I didn't show you that in the last tutorial for my last liquid tutorial, so that's gonna be pretty cool, I guess, here if you're looking for that. And now I guess here, just in these tags here, we're not gonna use them, so let's just redirect to the to the main page, and that's it. We're done. Let's format this a little bit. That's formatting is not working. Well, anyways, let's go here below. Let's open a style tag here, and now below here, let's have our dynamic blocks here. So let me have a schema here. Let's close this guy. This guy here, name, okay, footer, let's have our settings here, and now the preset, name here, footer, and now this one here, and now the settings. Guess we're not gonna use settings for this part, so let's have just blocks here. Okay, it has to be here, blocks. And now the blocks that we're gonna have, it's gonna have 2 blocks basically, so just hold on to name here, and now it's gonna be links, and let's put a comma here, and now the type is gonna be links. Now here, each block is gonna have a setting here, and now inside our settings we're gonna have a text, and we're gonna have a link for each of the for the links and text from the navbar, from the footer. So here, let's have a type here, let's have a type of text, let's have an ID here, okay, ID, text, let's have a label here, text, okay, we can have a default, just link here, and that's gonna have the other one, so type, this is a URL, we're gonna pass to the A tags, URL, let's have this guy here as ID, let's have a link, okay. Now let's have a label here, and now link. Let's refactor everything, and now I'm gonna push the changes to liquid. Okay, here, Shopify theme push. Okay, good. Let's go ahead here. Let's see what we have. Alright, so I think we have to do some debugging here. Let's go back. Let's check the server, sections, the footer, the liquid. Okay, schema tag must not be nested with inside other tags. I have an extra something here. Okay, so I have to fix something off camera. I'm really sorry. I was missing these are the images I put extra. I was missing one of the the closing if if statements here from liquid. And now that that's ready, we have the footer here. So yeah, that's what you gotta do here. Now we need to style it, right? So let me go ahead here. Let's put this guy here, and let's do the styling here so you can see it. So let me put style here, and let's see. Let's start with the footer main here. So background. Well, so the background just gonna be white here. Now let's have a color here. This is gonna be black. Let's have a padding here of 10 pixels. Okay. Let's have the margin top here and 50 pixels here. It's gonna do the job. Okay, good. All right, that's it there. So let's have the footer section 1. So sec 1 here, open. Now let's have the display flex. Okay, let's see if I can scroll down a little bit. Let's have a margin top of 20 pixels here. Let's have a justify content of space around. Okay, so flex wrap. Let's have it wrap. Okay, let's have a gap here, and the gap is gonna be 20 pixels. Okay, that's good. Let's have our footer blocks. Have a display of flex here. Let's see, justify content is gonna be space between. Let's have a justify, not justify, flex wrap of wrap here. Let's have the width of 100%. Okay, there. Okay, so let's have the footer blocks, or the block, right? Just one block here. So this guy, the footer block, is gonna be margin, a margin of 10 pixels, and let's have a flex here. So here I'm gonna do a trick here that's gonna adjust the flex for multiple blocks. So 22% here. Now the footer block UL. So footer block UL here, and inside here list style is gonna be of style none. Here now let's have the padding here 0. Now dynamic blocks wrapper. That's how it's called, right? Dynamic. Okay. So this guy is gonna be a display of flex. And justify content is gonna be center. Okay, so now we have to take care of the links. Footer block links. Footer block link. Let's open this guy. Now here let's see the text decoration. None. Let's have a font size here of 16 pixels. Let's have a display block. Okay, let's have a margin bottom of 8 pixels. Okay, what else do we have to do? Let's have a transition here. And you know what? This is distracting me too much, the slider, so I'm gonna go like this for now. So let's have this transition here of color of 0.3 seconds, and then an is here. Let's save that. Let's have the block link here, so footer block link on hover. So it's gonna be a color of 007 BFF. Let's have footer the second part, footer sec2, second section. Have a display of flex. Let's have the flex direction here of row. Let's have a justify content of center. And now let's have a gap here of 10 pixels. Let's have the footer sec to p tags. Now let's have a padding here of 10 pixels. Okay, let's have the a tags. Footer block sec a tags. And let's have a text decoration of none. Let's have a color of black. Okay, let's have our HR div. So HR div here. We have display flex. So I have a flex direction of row. Justify content of center. Okay, so the footer HR div. Hold on. So is it HR div or? Okay, I have a footer HR and then the HR actually, right? Yeah, footer HR. Okay, so let's keep going. So footer HR, and then this guy is gonna have a margin of 30 pixels here, and also 0. Let's have a border of 0. Let's have a border top. This guy here. So 1 pixel, solid, and then DDD. Okay, so let's have a width here of 80%. Alright, so now let's target the footer links. Footer links here. Let's have a text align of center. Let's have a margin here, 20 pixels here and 0. And now let's have a footer link of a tags. Here links, a tags here. So here the color is just gonna be okay, white, or actually black. Text decoration of none. Let's have a font size of 16 pixels. Let's have the margin here as 0 and then 15 pixels. And now let's have a transition here of color 0.3 seconds and then is. Okay, so now let's do the same, but when we hover over this guy. So footer links, a tag, hover, and then let's change the color to bluish. Here 007 BFF. Alright, so let's do the media queries. We're just gonna keep it simple here. So max width of 768 pixels. Now we have to target okay, a few of them. So let's have the footer sec. Okay, so that's it for the media queries. Let's just finish it. We just have to change some styles here, and let me go ahead here, and if we go and make these smaller, I guess it's gonna be responsive. It's gonna be something like that, and this is our default text for the footer. And yeah, I guess that works for now. Let's open the terminal here, and then Shopify theme push. Let's see, let's go back to Apple here, let's push it, let's go here, and let's just go ahead and let's select this guy. Now if we open the links here, you're gonna see that you're gonna be able to populate your footer like that, and then if you select one of these guys, so here, and then you can pass in the link to whatever you want to target. And yeah, I guess that's a good footer. That's gonna do for us for now. Let's just refresh this guy, and now we are done with the index page, which is pretty good. Now let's work on the other components. We still have to work on the product page, we have to work on the blog page, we have to work on the card, the customer accounts. So yeah, let's work on that. I'm gonna create the JSON files for all those components right now, so you guys can see. Let's close all these files here, let's close that. Let's go back here to templates, and now let's work on all of them that we're gonna use actually. So for the JSON, it's gonna be the first one. So pretty much as we did before, object here, sections, and inside sections, let's just rename it main here. And now here, let's we have to specify the type. Now just main the 404. Let's have settings here too, which is gonna be empty. And below here, let's have footer here, and now it's gonna be main there. So it's targeting this object. Okay, so let's copy this guy because we're gonna reuse it. And now let's go toward article here, article.json, and the article is we have blocks which displays all your articles, and we have the article which is the single block that you want to display. That's how you have to think about it. And this is gonna be type article here, and now inside blocks we're not gonna have anything, so that's pretty much it. Let's go and create another one which is block.json. And this one, that's you know, very similar. So instead of this one, just blocks. And here, let's just change this to blocks. I know it can be confusing, so here, let's change this guy here to blocks. Let's create another one that's gonna be called cart.js. Not JS, I'm sorry, JSON. There. So let's let's copy this guy here. So section, let's rename this to cart. Let's grab this guy here, cart. Let's save it. Let's create another one, collection.json. This one is gonna have our collections. So let's paste it, and again, nice. Let's go back here. All right, so sections here, we're gonna have you know what, we can share our sections, so I'm gonna show you this right now. So here we already created the grid component, so you can call it here. So if you want it to appear in your collections, yeah, you can reuse it. So this one, collection, let's go with this grab this guy here, and now this one is going to be collection, and then the second one is going to be the grid. That's we need the product, the JSON. So let me grab this guy. Go here. This one is only gonna have one, so one. Rename this guy here. Let's call it main product. Let's reuse the name here and here, and let's delete this guy here. And yeah, these are gonna be your template JSONs, and we're gonna do that in the second part of the tutorial. Okay, so see you there.